And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
I do love the smell of vintage comic books in the morning.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved. And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved. And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
This is Duke Nukem. If you're looking for a douchebag to save the day, then try Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. All right, now where are the babes?
I've talked about this story before. Tom Taylor and his bisexual Jonathan Kent, the son of Superman. Yes, he became bisexual because, you just have to do that in comics today, don't you, folks? You can't just give us an heroic action story anymore. Those days are long gone, but obviously Marvel is doing the same too. But great headline, the gay Superman book completely fails and falls off the top 50 sales chart. And of course, what Tom Taylor, oh my god, that cover is so cringe. What the hell where's his red pants? What is this? Oh my god, and is that meant to be Aquaman? Is that who that's meant to be? Oh, tell me that isn't the case. Oh gosh, I'm losing the will to live. I really am. It's only you great people in the comments section that you're getting me through that long road. It's a long road. I feel like Rambo, man. I haven't gone around massacring a town in British Columbia, but wow, man, like my mindset right now, I just feel like John J. Rambo. My God. Taylor has consistently attempted, yeah, I like that, to defend his failing book's sales, albeit without providing any numbers, receipts, Tom, data that you collected over time to disprove the narrative that your comic is selling really absurdly well. But as Bounding Into Comics has said, his assertions simply aren't true. Back in February, Tom attempted to defend the book's failing sales, but actually confused the book's placement on the sales chart in November to the issue of the book. As part of a lengthy tirade on Twitter, I like to put tirade in, it's one of my favorite words. Wait, issue number 6 didn't even appear in December sales? What? Yeah, this is Superman, a demigod, a super god, protesting climate change. Dude, you can just fly over to the Antarctic and freeze the polar ice caps. Did you not watch the Simon Reeves documentary on BBC One? Wow. And he's wearing a mask in one particular issue because COVID is kryptonite. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, fans reject woke Superman. Of course they do. And they will continue to do that. The 5th issue of the book, where Superman gets a boyfriend, was in fact the 6th top-selling book on ICV2's chart, as noted by ICV2. Their unit and as noted by ICV2, the charts are unit and dollars sales rankings based on sales tracked at point of sale by the Comic Hub system at stores selling American comics around the world. Taylor even bragged about the fact it was in the top 10 as part of his thread writing on Twitter, because Twitter, as Dave Chappelle said, is not the real world. It's just complete idiots. And of course, we have that cringe cover here where Supes he's fallen in love. And of course, if you want to have pink hair and be a certain persuasion, that is entirely your choice. Just for the fact that they're throwing that in here because they got to do that, right? They just can't help themselves anymore. They think the gay readership of this particular Superman title want this. And in reality, they don't want it. They just want to see a good story being told. But you make assumptions and this is what you get. And it's the return of Lex Luthor. I don't know who are you supposed to be? Well, how ironic can you get with that statement? I say no more. I did not know that was coming up, so that's actually pretty damn funny. Wowee. And Tom Taylor goes on to say, ha! The people oddly obsessed with our Superman sales are misrepresenting things, using a chart from only 100 plus comic stores. The same chart that reported My Dark Ages outsold King Spawn, the biggest selling comic of 2021. People reporting this don't have facts, only an agenda. No, Tom Taylor, you have an agenda. You mister. Wow. As a reminder, Taylor is the one who simply posts sales numbers, but he refuses to do that. Nevertheless, this data point seemingly indicated that Taylor and DC Comics' editorial decision to make Superman gay, Jonathan Kent, was a one and done gimmick, and that it might have actually driven away readers of the series. Of course it did. You know, because we're not talking Dan Jurgens, the death of Superman, are we? Dan Jurgens, Dan Frager, Fragabomb, you know, those guys, those are who I go to if I want to read badass comics. I love the disingenuous approach from Tom Taylor. Oh no, it sold really well, don't worry, you know, it's all good, but as we know now, DC had to move offices because Warner Brothers can see they are a failing brand as a comic book. Nobody's interested. You know, back in the 90s, I used to get these flyers from like a Virgin Megastore when they were the Megastore, and it would say, there's a comic book convention this weekend, bring this flyer along, you pay £1, you go in, and then you can just walk up to a vendor. Well, back then, it was just people standing at stalls with loads of comic books in boxes. Sometimes they couldn't unpack everything, and you'd walk up to one, and you could just say, oh, you know, you just barter and bargain with them. It was fantastic. I would actually walk in there with nothing and come out with like 2 carrier bagfuls of comics that I couldn't wait to read. It was when Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld had left Marvel to set up Image Comics, and all of a sudden people were just craving those comics, all the stuff they did with Marvel before, so that was really, really good. I miss those days. You know, this is like pre-internet, and oh my god, you just don't, you know, the thing with comic books these days, you know, Jim Valentino, he used to work at Marvel, then he obviously migrated over to Image. You don't get people like him anymore. Jim Shooter, obviously the great Stan Lee, Denny O'Neil, Tom DeFalco, all these fantastic people back, you know, proper men, proper guys who worked in that era of comics where everything they touched just turned to gold. Fantastic. What do we have today? Nothing much to talk about. And you know, last year I got attacked for one of my takes about a video I made. I removed the video now where I was talking about what's wrong with having sexy women in comic books and in video games and entertainment. Funny how that narrative's changed, right? So yeah, I had to give you my video take on this. It's just so cringe. Tom Taylor, you are stupid, you get what you deserve, and nobody's interested in reading about your bisexual Superman because, you know, a Superman who wears a mask because it's COVID. No, he's a flipping super god. Oh, I give up. Oh god, I've lost the will to live. I'm kidding, I haven't lost the will to live because you guys and your comments, you keep me going. Like the Diana Ross and the Supreme song. You set my life, why don't you, babe? Why don't you know? Cause you keep me hanging on. If you enjoyed this video today, folks, I'm pretty sure you did. Leave a like below. Hit that subscribe button because again, YouTube's being naughty and unsubscribing new subscribers. And if I were you, check me out on my next video. Time for Papa John's.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Like and subscribe or get your nuts Krogan crushed with Jason King.